Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another episode of How About Them Celtics. Sam and I are here recording on Wednesday, April 23rd, after Game 2 of Celtics versus Magic in the first round of the playoffs. Very entertaining game, 109-100 win for the Jason Tatum-less Celtics. Tatum was doubtful, downgraded to out due to his wrist injury, which is a bone bruise in like the right distal something bone right here, I think it is, in his right wrist, his shooting hand. So he was out, but Jaylen Brown, monster game, stepped up to help the Celtics get a win. He had 36, 10, and 5. Al Horford got into a dust-up with KCP. He was good in this game. Kristaps got 0 in the face by Goga Batazde. He left the game, came back to shoot free throws, left the game again, then came back in the game. Derek White got hot from 3 in the fourth quarter. Jrue Holiday was awesome. Peyton Pritchard was sick. This was one of the most entertaining games I've watched here in a long time. Celtics got the win without Jason Tatum. Managed to keep the Magic to only 100 points. Once again, Paolo and Franz combined for 57, and everyone outside of them was pretty irrelevant outside of Wendell Carter, who had a good game after I tweeted that he should have put on a Celtics jersey with the way he was playing. So egg on my face. But huge win for Boston. Very entertaining game. And luckily for us, a lot to talk about because we didn't record the full pod today. So this is what you got.
This is what you got. Well, at least you got a win. I don't know how optimistic I was about a win going into this game. And it sounds silly at this point because I was really skeptical of how well Jaylen would be able to serve as the guy on offense with the knee thing. We haven't really seen a great game before today with the current ailment, but today's as good a day as ever. I guess 36 points. He was unbelievable in this game, and it was kind of clear from the beginning. He makes his first 2 threes to start this game, and to be honest with you, I feel like Jaylen hasn't made a 3 in 2 months. So for him to explode for 5 of them in this game was huge. He looked super comfortable shooting the ball, and he looks very much back. Like, this was a pretty standard Jaylen game, right? Like, it didn't feel like he was struggling. It didn't feel like there was anything holding him back. Like, you look at the stat line, and of course it feels that way, but he was efficient the whole night too. It wasn't him scoring a lot of points because he was taking shots because he had to take shots. He was doing it on very low volume for a lot of the night. He had he was his first 25 points. He only took 11 shots, something crazy like that. He just did a really good job of making his baskets count, making his attempts count. And the team benefited from that a lot today because at the top of the show, Jack went through and was like, this guy was great, that guy was great, this guy was great, that guy was great. And it was all facts. Like, everybody was awesome in this game. Everybody had a moment. Kristaps had the bloody moment. Jrue Holiday had a dunk. Derek White hit back-to-back clutch threes in the fourth quarter, as he always seems to do somehow. Al Horford had a big and one after the dust-up with KCP, and Pritchard had a couple big moments too. Like, everybody managed to eat. It all went pretty much according to plan. Nobody was happy with the offense after the game, by the way. But they got the win anyway, and now they're up 2-0 going down to Orlando. Do we know anything about the Tatum status for Game 3? Probably not. We don't at this point. But what we do know is the Celtics now have a comfortable lead, but they don't feel comfortable, of course.
Yeah, no, never comfortable. Jaylen made that very clear during his post-game press
He was
conference
borderline
that they were not
upset.
comfortable. He was like pissed off, yeah, which was entertaining at the very least. But where do you want to start in this game? There was so much that happened. I feel like I'm probably just gonna. Jaylen deserves to be okay. This is just like how my brain works when I think of like YouTube uploads. Jaylen,
Let us know.
Noah's like sprinting across the garden.
Here she
Jaylen.
comes.
Jaylen should be the thumbnail because he was incredible. But putting Kristaps' bandaged face on the thumbnail would probably do better. And I don't know about you. What do you think was the bigger story coming out of this game? Like, from a basketball perspective, Jaylen was unbelievable. But from a storyline, like, Kristaps dominated the moments. So I'm going to let you spearhead the discussion, and you can pick where you want to start. I think both are very well deserving of the start of the show discussion. So I'll put the pressure on you for once.
Well, I just talked about Jaylen. I think it's Jaylen. I couldn't believe how well he played today. Like, I had probably unfairly low expectations for him in this game. I just was like, well, like, maybe it's gonna have to be a Jrue game or something. Like, I just felt like there was a ceiling on what Jaylen was going to be able to do in a single game in these playoffs, and I just feel like I was so wrong. I feel really bad. I'm so sorry, Jaylen, if you somehow stumble upon this. I didn't mean it. I thought you were great in this game, and I was so pleased to see you just looking comfortable. The threes to me from Jaylen were the eye-opener as these gunshots go off in the background here. He just looked like he was shooting normal again. We've had discussions on this show so many times about there are times where Jaylen shoots normal, and there are times where he shoots like he's trying to shoot in slow motion for whatever reason. Today was a normal day, and the results told you it was a normal day. On top of that, he was, why? I gotta rant for a second. Why do these monitors here never say how many turnovers a guy has? Because I just wanted to see. I just was curious. They don't. The ones that are like in the media sections never say turnovers.
Well,
I'm gonna find out right now.
Jaylen had 3 turnovers. So, I got it. I got you.
Not bad for, I think, the responsibility he had today in the focal emphasis he got from the Magic. I don't think that's a high volume of turnovers, even though he only had 5 assists. I think he made good use of his possessions. So I'm so pleased with Jaylen. This is such a pleasant surprise. I did not expect a 36 ball with 10 rebounds and 5 assists from him today. He exceeded all my expectations. He stepped up in a massive moment with Tatum on the bench in the beige schemed suit or outfit, whatever he had on with the little thing on his wrist. Yeah, shout out to Jaylen. This was his moment, and he made the most of it.
You know what's crazy, too? And maybe you saw something different, so, tell me if you think different. I feel like most of the work he did was just, pure isolation, one-on-one, fuck you, I'm better than you basketball. It felt like the whole game, he was just dragging whichever Magic player he felt like attacking that possession, whether it was a Corey Joe post-up or attacking Paolo or friends off the dribble or getting a big on him and doing what Tatum does occasionally and just, beating them. Either getting to a spot, stepping back and pulling up in the mid-range. He had a crazy, it hit the fucking Jumbotron with how high it arced in the fourth quarter shot. He was getting to the rim whenever he wanted for layups. This was just a pure dominant, I am one of the best pure scorers in basketball game from Jaylen. And Joe said it before, and I said it before, I think isolation, the term, people are quick to be that's not how you should play, blah, blah, blah. That's not that is a big part of how the Celtics play because those isolation lead to 2-on-1s, which lead to kickouts. But the Magic were by and large content with it up until the later stages of the fourth quarter. Then they started actually sending doubles. And I'll talk about the two, but they were content with letting Jaylen play 1-on-1. And he was just he was killing them in those 1-on-1 situations. So shout out to Jaylen for that performance. Man, a unbelievable game, probably his best game of the year. Yes.
I think the Lakers game was probably better, but this was up there.
Jaylen, yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. But hey, he looks healthy. He looks pretty good.
He looks pretty good, especially after I think I walked away from Sunday thinking he didn't look hurt, but I also didn't think he looked great. It didn't give me enough confidence to find out that Tatum wasn't playing today and be Jaylen's got this. I was oh man, I hope everything's going to be okay with these guys because I don't know where they're going to get their offensive initiation from. And he did a pretty good job at that today. Now, the runner-up today is Kristaps. Kristaps had a really impactful game. He had a double-double. He had 20 and 10. And he wasn't super efficient in getting there. Missed all 5 of his threes, shot 5-14 from the field. But he always does get up for these WWE celebrations, but he obviously has the cut on his head. That's the big moment. That's what everyone's going to remember from today. But I think the effort he gave in this game said a lot to me because I was somebody that entered this game not knowing where the Celtics were going to get their juice from today. Kristaps Porzingis comes out in the first quarter. Within the first 4 minutes, he has 2 offensive rebounds that were both not bounced right at him offensive rebounds. It was he had to fight past somebody and shoot into the lane to get the ball. He had a block and he had a steal that was similar to the offensive rebounds where he had to go and scramble to get the loose ball. And this is not to say that he is not usually a guy that's going to play hard for you because I think that's why people here really like him is they feel like he does give a really good effort and he works hard when he's on the floor. But when you see a 7'3" guy like hustling and like really making a point to hustle, it just stands out. And there's something special about it. And that's kind of what we got from him today. Like, even before he gets the battle scar on his forehead for this performance, I was so impressed. I was like, oh my God, like he came to play today. And that was when he came out and like he was like 0 of 3, 0 of 4 or something to start this game. Like, he didn't offensively play well, which he said himself at the podium, but he just was clear that he was going to make his presence known regardless if the ball went in the basket today. And it was really good for setting the tone for the rest of the team, because on the heels of that, they were out rebounding Orlando for the entire game, something that Orlando controlled in the first game. It was one of the reasons why they got back into the game on Sunday. And the Celtics out rebounded them by 12 in this game. And Porzingis had 5 offensive rebounds. He had 5 defensive rebounds, and other guys crashed the glass too. Really, really big performance from the man after having not a great game one.
Yeah. Before I talk about Kristaps, I need to tell you about Prize Picks. And Sam and I
Tell him.
were winners in our pregame Prize Picks today. Sam and I use the Prize Picks on every single pregame show we do. We picked a great lineup today, and you can pick a great lineup whenever you want to get real money sports action. This basketball season, this baseball season, any sports season you're looking at, even esports, if you want to watch a League of Legends game. But cash in on the basketball playoffs with Prize Picks. Don't miss your last chance to add your favorite players from the court to your Prize Picks lineup. Rebounds, assists, points, whatever you're looking for, just pick more or less for your shot to win up to 2,000 extra cash. On top of that, you can combine sports. So if you want to pick baseball, you want to pick basketball, you want to pick an RBI, you want to pick a points, you want to pick steals, blocks, you want to pick bases stolen, anything like that, you can combine them into one lineup so you can get all of your favorite sports into one chance to win. Don't miss your chance to add your favorite players from the ice too into your Prize Picks lineup as the hockey playoffs get rolling as well. Like I said, Sam and I do it every single pregame show, so make sure to tune in there, check it out, and enjoy the fun. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. But yeah, Kristaps, man. I think, like, I mean, obviously you were thinking it too. Like, you watched him come out of the tunnel and you're like, wow, this is just another fucking WWE SmackDown Friday night or Wednesday night, whatever it is. But to hear him like verbatim say, yeah, I love my WWE moments.
Not only verbatim say that, like the man was giddy at the podium. Like the two of us were right in front of him. Like we're in the front row as close to Porzingis as anybody else. And he's just having like the best time of his life up there. And then they asked him about the actual game. He got all serious. The demeanor completely changed.
What a ridiculous human. Like, truly one of the most entertaining people I've ever like spoken to at the podium, I've ever watched at the podium, I've ever like seen interact with people. He literally got out there. Gary asked him, like, you know, why did you come back in the game? He was like, why was I not going to come back in the game?
My legs were working.
Question. My legs were working. My arms were working. I was fine. Corrales opens the press conference with how many stitches? He goes, 5. He goes, 5. What a crazy game, man. Like, to go down. And first, I know people are like going to hate this Magic team after the series because KCP, the scuffles, all that. Goga very clearly did not mean to hit Kristaps Porzingis. Like, immediately swung the elbow down. Knew he hit him. Was like, oh shit, I just smacked the fuck out of this guy. Went to apologize to KB profusely. Like, was on the ground, like saying, hey, I'm so sorry. Like, Goga clearly did not mean to hurt Kristaps. It is interesting because Goga and Kristaps had the dust up earlier in the season where Goga got ejected. So it is funny to have that extra thing, but Goga didn't mean to do it. But my God, he came down with that elbow hard. Like, Kristaps got smacked in the head. There was blood like rushing on his face on the court. A trainer came and put a towel on. Kristaps took the towel off, then put it back on. Then he came out with a Band-Aid to shoot free throws. It was truly like, he said, I can't say it any perfectly. It was just the WWE, like Monday Night Raw, WrestleMania moment. Like, it was unbelievable. WrestleMania was the other night, by the way. So, I mean, good timing for him. But what a ridiculous scene. What a ridiculous thing that Kristaps did and went through and everything. Like, I'm like at a loss for words at how insane the whole sequence was. And he played good basketball too. I didn't talk about that. He played great, obviously.
This is exactly how I opened my mic performance. Is nobody's gonna remember the basketball game he played. Go ahead, talk about it.
He played great basketball. I mean, I asked Joe at the podium. I was going to ask Kristaps and Jaylen, but everyone was trying to get their questions in. They posted up a lot in this game. Obviously, with Tatum out, like you're going to have different sources of offense, and there were like three sources of offense. It was Jaylen Brown isolation, and he killed it. It was post ups, and Jaylen posted up, KP posted up, Al posted up, Jrue and Pritchard fucking posted up at times, and then it was pick and rolls, which are going to be every night, but like it was a lot of Jrue pick and roll, and it was a lot of Derek actually didn't run as much that I know as it was a lot of Jrue. Like Jrue opened it, and Jrue had a lot of assists and was a lot of big of a good playmaker this game. But Kristaps in the post, what do you take? 14 free throws. Just a great job of using his physicality, of getting to the line when he needed to. He had 5 offensive rebounds too. His defense is like, I know he mentioned it. I know Joe mentioned it after his first game. His defense has been really, 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 really impactful in this series. Like Paolo and Franz are going to play a lot of one-on-one. I did a whole video on it. Like Celtics are going to let them go to work a little bit. And they sent actually a little bit more doubles today, which is interesting. But Kristaps always there as a last line of defense because obviously Paolo's like best place and favorite place to score is the paint. Like he has been a great last line of defense for the Celtics in the paint. So I think his defense is almost even more important than his offense to the Celtics team, at least when fully healthy. But yeah, man, Kristaps obviously, like you said, everyone's going to remember the WWE, but an incredible game as well for him.
Yeah, just what a bounce back game, and again, like just making it very clear that he was going to do whatever it took to win on a day that there was no Jason Tatum. I want to talk about something you briefly mentioned, and we don't have to spend a lot of time on it. The Magic, their physicality has become a massive storyline in this series. Game 1, Tatum obviously gets hurt. It was evident before that. There was a very clear no easy buckets play from KCP on the first Tatum drive of the series that he just kind of wrapped him up, and like it didn't feel like it was malicious or anything like that. Like Tatum goes crashing to the ground, but like it was
intentional.
It was intentional, but it wasn't like a flagrant
Yes.
foul. Like I'm not trying to paint that picture. It just was one of the kind of things that happens in the playoffs. Kind of game goes on. Magic get back in the game by being physical. Then the Tatum thing happens. Al Horford says he doesn't really like it. What was it, yesterday? He said it to you guys. Yesterday at practice, he said it to you guys at the podium.
Yes.
Just kind of said it like it wasn't really something that he thought was okay. Today happens. KCP picks up a foul early in this game. He is put on the Jumbotron. The people boo. He then eggs on the crowd to boo louder. Then he proceeds to miss his first 8 shots of the game and plays awful. And he also has this collision with Al Horford that creates a massive dust-up where Horford gets up, he's fired up, says to Gary after the game that he thinks that it was on purpose, that KCP got in his way, cut him off on the way down the court. It was just a fiery exchange. Horford separates himself. He had to be held back by Joe Mazzulla. He goes to cool off on the opposite end of the court. And, listen, it is clear that Orlando is going to play a physical series. That's what they're doing. I mean, I think I said it to you yesterday and you laughed because it's funny. It's like, that's what they have. That's what they can do right now. That's pretty much it. They don't really have the supporting cast to give Paolo and Franz the help that they need. Like what? Paolo has this really good game today. He has 32, 9, and 7 on efficient shooting. Like 12 of 25 is pretty good. Franz is 10 of 20 for 25. And then they have Wendell Carter actually have a really good game, like you said, 16 points. Anthony Black finishes with 11. And then nobody else really did much for him. It's tough. Like, they don't have the dogs to play offense. This was a game that the Celtics didn't really score well, and yet they were in control of it for most of the night because Orlando couldn't capitalize on those scoring lulls that Boston had.
Yeah. No, I mean, going back to the Horford KCP thing, Horford was great. If the Celtics beat the Magic in offensive rebounds and rebounding and stuff like that, the Magic are even more at a disadvantage. Like that's one of the things they have to do if they want to win this game or try to make this competitive at all, which it hasn't been. And also KCP shot, what he ended up shooting, 1 of 9 from the field. The one shot he made was the ugliest shot I've ever seen.
It was a bank shot.
It was gross. It was like in transition, pull up, awkward, mid range, disgusting stuff. But yeah, Shout it out. The dust up was fun. I saw someone put on Twitter like, if Joe Mazzulla is holding you back, that's how you know it's real. Like that's how you know it's bad. If that guy's the one holding you to stop a fight, you know it's some fuck shit. And indeed, it was. After that, I think he's gonna fly under the radar. I thought Jrue Holiday was really, really, really good in this game. Like
I thought so too.
really good. And he's not gonna get the credit because obviously Jaylen had an incredible game, the Al stuff, the KP stuff, and he was awesome and everything else. But like both ways, as a playmaker, I mean, they opened the game running a Kristaps Jrue pick and roll that would have ended in a KP dunk if the Magic didn't foul. And like he just consistently was able to either draw two to the ball, capitalize on the Magic bending the defense to someone else, cutting in, and then make another pass. Like he finished with 6 assists. I don't know. Let me look at his exact stats. Jrue finished with 11, 4, and 6 assists and a block. He's 4-9, didn't make his threes, but like just the way he impacted his game. And then he is just like all series long has been the biggest pain in the ass on defense for this Magic team because there's no real mismatches for them to attack. I think they should be. I mean, this is like looking through the Magic lens. They should be attacking Derek and Al a little bit more in a game like this, but Drew's always in the play because they're putting him in positions to be in the play. And so whenever they're running, exactly, and whenever they're in the pick and roll, you're ending up with either going at KP downhill or against Jrue Holiday, and that's not a place you should want to be if you're the Magic. But before I continue, I need to tell you about Game Time. Game Time is the best place for all your ticketing needs. Make sure to check it out this basketball season. If you're going to look for the playoffs, let me pull up Game Time to explain to you just how great it is, as well as some of the features that you should be taking a look at on the site gametime.co. Let's take a look at if there's a Game 5, if the Magic end up taking one in Orlando, you can get your tickets now for Game 5 at TD Garden. This little heat symbol right here tells you it's the cheapest ticket in the venue. This highlighted star means it's a super deal, which means it's in the top 1% for this event based on value, according to Game Time. My favorite feature is that you can see the exact view from your seat, so you know exactly what you're going to be seeing from the seat that you're purchasing. On top of that, you can toggle on and off the features to show fees when you're buying the tickets so you don't get surprised at checkout with any hidden fees. Plus last minute deals on Game Time, which means you can save up to 60% buying last minute for sports, concerts, comedy, and theater. And that's the other point. This is more than just basketball. It's more than baseball. It's more than sports, comedy shows, concerts, theater, anything you want. You can find it on Game Time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CLNS for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Okay, moving on. Jrue, I think I needed to let you talk about Jrue. I think that was the next step, but I wanted to do the ad read, so I'll let you go.
Man, I really like Jrue Holiday. I liked him on Sunday. Liked him again today. You were right. He's just really under the radar. He has this well-rounded, like, if you're like at the counter at the Celtics fast food restaurant and you're ordering like your size of the combo meal, like the Jrue Holiday one is a small, well-rounded, but it was still well-rounded and really good. He had 11 points in this game, 6 assists and 4 rebounds. He continues to just put Franz in hell. He was picking up Franz in the backcourt and he was losing the ball. Franz did not want to dribble past Jrue Holiday. He did not want any part of Jrue, and he made a massive impact in that way, the same way he did in Sunday's Game 1. On top of that, he just felt like he was making timely plays. He hit the offensive glass a few times, too, to give them a few extra possessions, and he was a calming presence for Boston more than anything. I can't tell you how many times, like, Peyton Pritchard just looked like he was sped up in transition. He was about to, like, go crazy. And then Jrue was there, and he was like, you know what, I'm going to give the ball to Jrue. And then the offense gets set up. And that is one of the things that Jrue Holiday can do for you, as minute as that sounds. When Jason Tatum is not playing, I'm all right, everybody.
Well, damn.
He's got one more. All right, I think we're good. Everybody survived.
That's crazy.
That's one of the many things that you can do when Jason Tatum isn't out to help kind of carry the load and fill the shoes that he leaves unfilled with his bone bruised wrist. They need a calming presence on offense, someone they can give the ball to and trust to make the right reads and make the Orlando defense work and not let them get easy stops. And Boston was able to turn to Holiday to do so. Several times they ends up with 6 assists. I just really liked the game he played. It just felt very controlled. There were a few tough misses at the rim from him early, but then he kind of calmed down a bit and became a reliable source of offense. And that's what they needed. And that's one of the things we all forget that he can do because, I mean, how many games do you think we watched this year, Jack, where Jrue Holiday didn't even have to have the ball in his hands? Like, put the ball on the floor, I mean. He was just playing off the ball.
Yeah. I hesitate. It's not true because Jaylen was obviously better, but Jrue's been so good through these first 2 games. Like, he's gonna win my underrated award of these first 2 games. He's not been the best player. Like, very clearly not been the best player. Jaylen has been great. Derek obviously had the 30-point game. Just like his defense and the way he is pressuring Banchero and Wagner, and like you said, running things on offense. Playoff Jrue Holiday is alive and well after a year of a lot of people wondering if he has fallen off because he's 1 year older, which at points valid criticism because he was having a rough season at some points. But holy shit, he's been so unbelievably impactful, and you wouldn't be able to tell it through the box score. So keep an eye. Peyton Pritchard, man, holy shit, this guy rocks too. And the best part about Peyton Pritchard in this game too is obviously he had the cool and one against Wendell Carter late in the game. He had 14 points and 3 rebounds, 5-11 from the field, 3-6 from 3. Hit some big shots. Looked a little hesitant at times early in the game, which was a little odd. This guy's defense has been sick. Like, he's been playing really good defense in one-on-one situations, in whatever. There's a whole possession, I think it was in the second half at some point, where he was like on Paolo in the mid-range area, and the whole Celtics bench was like, yeah, and the whole TD guard started screaming. Like, shout out Pritchard. He's been so good, obviously off the tails of winning 6 Man of the Year, which congrats to Peyton for that. But what a sick game from Peyton. What a great series so far. He's 19 game 1, 14 in this one. The defense too has stood out. So shout out Peyton. He's been awesome.
Yeah, he had a weird start to this game. Like, Peyton Pritchard finished with 14 points. He probably could have had 18. He missed a few of the layups that he's been so excellent at this year, where he gets inside, puts a shoulder in the defender, knocks them to the opposite block, and then gets the easy right-handed put up. Missed 2 of them to start this game. I think he had like a little extra, like too much juice from getting the 6 Man of the Year award, like presented to him before the game. Guy had the biggest smile on his face I think I've ever seen him have. He's usually pretty like stoic, doesn't show much emotion unless he like made a big shot, but like he's usually not like Mr. Smiles. He was thrilled to have the award. It was a cool moment. Brad Stevens was out there with him, and he settled down, reminded everybody why he won the award. He had 14 in game 1, 2 off the top of my head, I think is the number he had. So consistent to say the very least. He was there in the big moments, made a couple big threes in the second half. Jack mentioned the N1 towards the end of the game. Huge moment. Celtics were not risking falling out of this game or giving up the lead in this game, but like they didn't have anybody make the shot that you knew the door was slammed yet. And that was the moment that it happened. The crowd was hyped. And he actually almost made one of the heaves this game, too. He had the sick behind the back move.
Yeah,
where
so did
Anthony Black
Horford.
was trying to. Yeah, Horford, by the way, almost made one that was a Jeter jump throw. Like, if you've ever seen Derek Jeter get the backhand at shortstop and then do the throw to first base, like, Horford almost made one doing that from the opposite free throw line.
You remember the picture of him throwing the ball off Dean Wade last year? It was like if that was like a full court heave. That would have been unbelievable. But Cornette and Hauser played in this game, too. I thought they were both fine. They only played like 10 minutes. But the biggest thing for me is, well, Pritchard played 30. Everyone played 30 outside of those two. I think we cracked 40. Did Jaylen get 40 in this game? I need to check. But the biggest thing for me, man, is we talked about how entertaining this game was. It was great. Jaylen cracked 41 minutes, so I think he's just fully healthy. These 2 games have been like the perfect balance of competitive for long enough to where the fans are engaged, but then not like Like, listen, like
This
no,
is
like
so
this game,
insulting.
right?
This is so mean.
No, but like, listen, this game, and that was more for the first game because then there was a blowout and everyone got entertained. This game was like competitive in the way that like it wasn't so close that fans were like worried and anxious and not cheering, but it wasn't so much of a blowout that they didn't care as much when it was happening. Like it was consistently like a 5 to 10 point game lead for the Celtics throughout this one. I don't even know if the Magic came back and led at any point in the second half or anything. I'm looking at the game chart now, and the Celtics led from the Magic didn't hold a lead in the second, third, or fourth quarters, but it always felt like you said that they were right there, like ready to come back. And so every shot the Celtics made felt like a big shot, but without all the anxiety of like, oh shit, like if they miss this, they're going to lose the game. So it just felt like a good balance. And this crowd was incredible. Obviously, they had so many moments to be incredible because Al Horford, the dust up with KCP, Jaylen's big shots and big moments, Pritchard screaming with the and one, Kristaps is fucking whatever the hell that was, seen with the blood. Such a cool game, like such a cool game. And then we didn't even talk about Derek White. Derek White got pressured a lot in this game. Like the Magic very clearly were like, fuck that, you're not scoring 30 again, bucko. And he ended up with 17 on 6 of 14, 3 of 10 shooting, so not great. We had 6 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, and a huge stretch in the fourth quarter, which he took some ignorant shots.
No. Oh wait, no. No need for no. He makes these shots every single time he takes them in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
I literally said it to
And
Bobby.
then he missed one. I was surprised when he missed one.
He missed one, but I think he made the first 2, and he pulls up to take the first one, and I looked at Bobby and I was like, like he took that. I kind of cringed, and then the ball was midair. I was like, this is the thing he does every game where he just makes the 3 that you're like, wow, the Celtics really needed that one to go in. And credit to him for just being ready for the moment somehow every single time. You mentioned it earlier in the video. The Magic tried to make a habit of targeting Derek. I thought he did a pretty good job. It's just one of those things where he's not quite built to defend the post. He's a little skinnier than the average post defender is, so they have to send help down low. And their rotations off of that I thought were a little bit weird. I don't know what you thought. You're more, I think you're more adept at catching that stuff than I am. But I was just watching it. I was like, man, how do they keep getting caught out? Like they were rotating to the far man in the corner instead of the far wing man, which seems to be like the third pass away instead of the fourth. But
like the Celtics defensively when they were being posted, or
correct? Yeah,
the Celtics. Yeah, they did throw some weird defense out because they very much guarded straight up in game 1, and they were definitely doubling more in this game and sending pressure. And I don't really know why. I wonder if it's because they didn't want to like show the same thing twice. I don't know. That's a good question. Yeah, I don't know. I would have to go back and like watch it again. But it did feel like the doubles are coming from weird places at times for sure. I don't know. I'd have to go
Derek. Derek was very involved in this game. He had a couple timely buckets outside of the fourth quarter too. He had a big, I don't know if it was a transition layup, but it just felt like it was very fast breaky, where the Celtics were building one of their earlier leads, and he was a big part of that run. I've talked to you for years about these moments in games that are like clutch time moments, but they will never be listed as clutch time moments because it's not the fourth quarter, it's not the final 5 minutes, but it's certainly a key stretch in the games. And I feel like he really, really was prominent when it felt like they could possibly lose control of the game. He didn't let that happen.
Yes, for sure. Like the Magic on a 6-0 run to cut the lead to 2, Derek White hits a 3, those types of moments. I don't think that actually happened in this game, but I know exactly what you're talking about. What a fun game, man. This game rocked. This is my favorite game in a while. Maybe my favorite game since the Lakers game. This is fun. The Magic are not good enough to win this series. They stink, but they're fun. They're entertaining. They're motherfuckers, and I do think there's like an outline. Why?
Because we didn't necessarily expect them to dominate. I didn't know if I thought they would win this game going into it, so I think that just makes it so much more fun.
For sure. The uncertainty definitely adds a layer of entertainment value. Unfortunately for Tatum and his wrist, but we also, just for context, have no update on Tatum. Very like purposefully so.
Joe almost seemed mad to be asked about Tatum at the podium.
Yeah, he was not
After.
thrilled. But Jalen's fine, KP's fine, everyone's fine except for Tatum, who's not exactly fine. You'll probably see KP on the injury report as questionable or some bullshit, but I think he'll play. That's just my opinion. I don't actually know. But anyways, anything else, Sam, you think we needed to go over that we missed or anything like that?
No, we can wrap it up. Sorry, no full pod. Jack has a flight at 6 a.m. I have a commute back to the good old Ocean State here tonight.
And my laptop, which broke in New York, which I think I told you about, doesn't charge while it's on. It just holds the charge. So I've been sitting at 6% battery this whole pod, but it stays there because it's plugged in, but it won't go up.
Not good.
We're gonna not ideal for sure. But anyways, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll let Sam take it out. And you might see some weird. I'm hopefully it's gonna be relatively normal. You might see some odd stuff. I'm gonna be in Orlando, is all I'm saying. So pods might not be exactly what you're used to while I'm away as we figure things out. So just be prepared for some oddness. But yeah, anyways, I'll let Sam do.
All right. Well, thank you very much for everyone who did watch and listen. Make sure you leave a like, comment, tell us what you thought of Game 2 against Orlando. Subscribe and hit the bell to the YouTube channel. We are here every single day with new stuff dropping at 5 a.m. Full pods like this. Well, not this one. Typically, it is a Wednesday pod. Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, full pods drop. So be on the lookout for those. Game recaps are up the morning after each game, like this one. And other videos are on the channel in between to keep you up to date with all things Celtics. You can also find the two of us streaming live for pregame a half hour before each tip-off. We're here. We're also on the CLNS YouTube for the playoffs, I think. As long as we didn't blow it today. I know we had a rough GeoGuessr go, but we did win prize picks. 1-0 on the when the lights are bright. 1-0. Can't say anything about us in the bright lights. You can also find us on Spotify and Apple. All pods and recaps are up there for you. So if you just want the audio stuff, that's fine. Go ahead, follow there. It'll all go right to your feed. Leave a 5-star review. We'd appreciate that very, very much. You can email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com. We're reading those every single time we do a full one. So get them in, hbtcpod@gmail.com. You got 2 games to talk to us about. You can find us on socials. That's at How About Them C's for Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Facebook's just the name of the podcast. All streams are there. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter. Jack's Twitter's at JacksMonNBA. His TikTok is at JacksMonNBA. He's pumping out all sorts of great content over there. And you can follow me on Twitter at Sam LaFranceNBA. I hit every once in a while, as I had to tell Noah Dawes out today at the press conference. That's it for us. Bye.